Ireland in the 1950s was a country in the balance. Subsistence was an achievement on the land. Unemployment was at epidemic levels in the cities. Emigration was bleeding the country dry at a rate of 800 people every week.
Unemployment was very high, and emigration was really the burning issue of the day.
Agricultural cooperatives had already been tried and found wanting.
One of our prejudices that we had to overcome was this feeling that cooperative credit had failed in the past. Indeed, this was very well pointed up by a statement in the first program for economic development, which came out in the end of 57, 58. And it had one statement on cooperative credit. It said, "History affords no support for the belief that cooperative credit societies can be successfully established." We started our first credit unions in that time, and well, the rest is history.
So Nora, following up her into the cooperative movement, came aware of the existence of credit unions through CUNA in America. And she got some information from it, and she asked Nora, Seamus and myself, would we join her in the campaign? School week in Red Island and Skirries. Now Nora came along and we got the message across. Now, there were two ladies there from Donore Avenue in Dublin who had listened attentively to a great interest in what Nora had to say. And the result was that they organised their people in their parish and what have you, and they started Credit Union number 1.
And we got this idea of a credit union. I remember reading an article by an American naval officer or Air Force officer in Prestwick in Scotland about credit union. And I discovered there was one in Dublin and one in Clones. So we then called a public meeting in Derry. We had a group of people, Paddy Joe Doherty, Seamus Bunner, myself. We called a meeting. This was in October the 30th, 1960. I'll never forget it.
In many ways, 1966 was the high point of her life. What had seemed just a dream was now a reality. This was her crowning achievement, the reward for long hours of unswerving dedication.
Minister for Science and Technology, Pat Rabbitte, has published a list of amendments to the Credit Union Bill, which will increase the size of a loan a person can borrow from a credit union.
The Minister for Finance, Charlie McCreevy, has dropped his plans to introduce tax and reporting measures on credit unions, following widespread protest at the proposals in the Finance Bill. A working group is to be set up under an independent chairperson to examine the future taxation of credit unions.
There are no customers in a credit union office. Every member is an owner, and to become a member, you must put something in regularly.
Making your money work can sometimes be a bit of a struggle. There is an organization, however, owned by its members for its members, and when you join, you become a shareholder. It will help you with loans for cars, holidays, home improvements, education, health and home insurance.
I got my first car from my place. Hello, Ronan. Busy today.
Yeah, it's rocking.
Sure is.
Be coming for the I can stop pretending I know DIY law.
Well, there's plenty of top-class cycling taking place around the country over this bank holiday weekend, and today, the 14th annual Credit Union 8-day International Junior Tour of Ireland began in Birr.
You should give yourselves a huge round of applause because you're very well behaved.
The 22nd annual poster competition run by Ireland's credit unions this year attracted over 30,000 entries, the largest number ever received.
The credit union movement is now an integral part of our social fabric, with its roots deeply embedded in every parish and community in Ireland.
I am very pleased to note the role of the credit union movement in Ireland in the development of the social and economic life of Ireland. The values that underlie the credit union movement are values which the Irish people hold very dear.
For my own part, I first came into contact with the credit union over 30 years ago, helping to count the pennies and threepenny bits in Ardoyne when the first credit union was set up there. I remember it very, very well. And of course the man who was our inspiration in those days is standing right in front of me, just as he is an inspiration and has been right across the spectrum of so many aspects of Irish life, and that is, without a shadow of a doubt, the greatest living Irishman of any generation, that is John Hume.
Movement, just as credit unions are at the heart of communities. For generations, we've helped each other to make a real difference.